Hello and welcome to Violin with Paula. I'm Paula and this is my trusty violin Francesco, and this is week 4 of the Kreutzer challenge, the 42-week voyage of discovery of these etudes where we get in touch with our breath and learn to make music out of them. So as always, let's put our instruments down and start with breathing. Just do simple in and out in 4 as we get our feet settled into the ground. Out, in, out. You can start by moving your arms, flexing your fingers. 3, in, out, 2, 3. Becoming aware of any sounds in the background, in the foreground. Any smells that might be present. Start to move the neck. First to one ear, then the other. Maybe back again, feeling all the way down your back, how that's feeling. Noticing what's happening to your knees as you do that. Talk about yawning being great. It's very relaxing, so if you're yawning, go ahead and let yourself yawn. Bring our elbows, clasp our hands. Bring your elbows behind us. Do a bit of a side stretch. Keep the breath going this whole way. Right, let's pick up our instruments. So we started out by doing some nice slow bow strokes in the first week. And we're going to go back to that. We're going to add a second string. So we're going to do some double stops. You'll notice it's a different feeling. So I'm going to play my D and A strings, and we're going to start at 4 beats per bow and make it longer. And just notice how your arm's feeling, and particularly the challenge here is not to let it go down. The natural tendency is for your arm to do that, and then you lose the D string and press. So just make sure that you keep it rotated a little bit toward the D string actually, and that will help to keep the bow on the bow strings. So you can do your D and A strings if you like. You can do a different pair of strings if you want to sound really horrific. I'm tuned to A440, so if you want to tune to me. There's an A for you. Okay, so let's get started on the double stop. So 1, 2. Breath coming. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. I don't know how it is for you, but for me, I haven't been able to get a rehear since lockdown started, so it's a bit tricky to keep the bow on the strings, and I'm having to find myself use a bit more of a rotation to the string than I normally would, just to keep the bow really firmly in the string. But always, even in that situation, you don't want to be pressing down, you want to just rotate this side. If you just rotate the wrist a little bit like that, that has the effect of pushing the bone to the string, but without the sort of crunching sound. Okay, so moving on to our favourite scales. We've done C major a fair bit so far, and although Etude number 4 is in C major, we're actually going to do C minor because it's something a little bit different. And I'm also going to introduce you to one of my absolute favourite tricks, which is called the tuning CD. It used to be an actual CD back when people had CDs. It is now on Spotify and Apple Music, and it is a drone that's got overtones, so it makes it much more difficult to play out of tune. So I'm going to put a drone on the tuning CD on a C. We're going to do a 2-octave C major scale in thirds again, and we'll see how this drone helps us. We are going to do a melodic minor scale, so there's going to be some fun stuff for you going down when we've got a B natural and a B flat clashing together, but what's life without a bit of fun, eh? So, C minor scale, 2 octaves. We'll start out on the slow side. We'll go about, and our bowing is going to be 2 notes slurred, 2 notes separate, and that 4th finger. You can hear when it sort of settles into place. I really want to play it sharp for some reason. So here we go. 3 and 4. Good, let's now try it faster. About that speed. 3 and 4 and. And let's try even faster. So we'll go about that speed. 3 and 4. And let's now try the same speed but reverse the bowing. So we'll do 2 separate and 2 slurred. So 3 and 4. You notice I'm playing in the upper half of the bow, so let's now try the same bowing, but near the heel. So something like that. 3 and 4. And now let's try the original bowing, so 2 slurred and 2 separate. 3 and 4. You, but I'm really struggling to get that 4th finger in tune. Let's now try the same thing again, same bowing, same speed, so it's slurred 2 and 2 separate, but without the tuner, and see how that sounds. So 3 and 4. And then of course, let's do it once more, focusing on the breath. So it doesn't matter what happens with your bow arm, whether it's in tune, but I want to make sure that you are keeping a constant flow of breath. It doesn't have to be a flow of air because there's always a little stop and start at the beginning of each breath, but you are aware of the breath the whole way through. So 3 and lovely. Okay, we're now going to go on to Etude number 4. Now this one I have taken some serious liberties with, as you will hear, because I think there's a few chord changes that just don't quite work, and a few opportunities for improvisation and playing around. So I'll present to you my rendition of Kreutzer number 4. I think it's actually quite musical, and I found myself singing it. So there you go. So Kreutzer number 4. Rendition of Kreutzer 4, but if you can't have fun with the Kreutzer Etude, what is the purpose of life? So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did have a good time with this, I'd love to hear your recordings of Kreutzer 4, or at least leave in the comments that you've done a recording of it. I would love to hear someone play most or all of it on the G string. I tried that and it just wasn't working, but I'd love to see if you did it. Or C string, of course, for the violists. And otherwise, share it with a friend who you think needs a little bit of Kreutzer madness in their lives. Subscribe to the channel and like and share the video with everyone. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye!